Georgia versus Poland, and Georgia have got a marvellous opportunity to join both Wales and Russia in those cup quarterfinals that Gareth Davis was mentioning. Georgia fully merited their win earlier in the day. Tremendous result for them, but well, let's have a look at their team. Georgia, Miriam Moravadze wearing the number 2 shirt has really caught the eyes. But first of all, let's have a look at Poland there. And number 9, Matthias Matijak, has certainly caught the eye and is a real playmaker for this team, as is Daniel Tribus. But Poland, well, they're languishing at the bottom of the division, but they can't be relegated because they are actually one of the host unions. For Georgia, that man there wearing the number 10 jersey, Lasha Yamalatsi, is one of the most experienced players. He's had 56 tests for Georgia, mostly at fly half, including the Rugby World Cup in 2011. He missed the 2015 tournament injury, but he's back here controlling things for this Georgian team, who kick off in those maroon strips down towards the Polish half. It's been picked up on that white channel by Grigori. So Georgia, what can they do to unlock this Polish defence and the pace on the outside? Kyriashvili, oh, he's just shown a clean pair of heels, and the Georgian has made it look so simple.
That is sensational footwork by Kyriashvili.
I can hear you. I've got my comments in my pocket though.
That's what you want to see as your wingers. You want to get the ball in some space and just show a bit of footwork. He's absolutely backed himself, and he's done a great job. Lovely footwork in the corner. Here we see some good hands into Kyriashvili's hands, and that is, he's stood up the Polish defender lovely there. That's nice.
Well, the conversion's pretty good as well, so that puts Georgia out into that 7-0 lead.
The industrial Velcro's not
Georgia,
industrial enough.
Well, they beat Russia in a tight game by 7 points to 5. I mentioned that victory earlier on. That took a last-minute score from Wales to beat Georgia by 14 points to 7. Not so good news for Poland, as they were beaten 36-0 by Ireland earlier on, and also by Wales by 38 points to 5. Again, the scoring team with the kickoff.
Advantage.
Sangarazzi switches the play back down to this side to the try scorer, Kyriashvili, loses the ball out on the touch there. So Poland will have the possession and put in just over the 10-metre line, just down below our commentary position.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Poland do here. I think Poland are a reasonably physical team, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they end up just sending up their centre and just crashing it up.
So Radzacki wearing that 8 jersey gets the ball out. Poland looking sharp by trying to get the ball through to the wide channels. Rinska goes in, the set Burley prop forward. There he goes again, pushing off, winning the ball for Poland on the deck. A loose pass though, presses Poland back deep through Popilik. And Georgia just quite happy to come up as a 6 players on the 7. Of course, Georgia will use the sweeper to defend. Slip pass there from Poland now. Can they create something? Trying to retain the possession.
No clear release.
But the tackler wasn't released.
Release first.
And Poland just ought to consider just kicking up the touchline and release some of the pressure though through Zaratsky. He'll just find some space up towards the Georgian halfway line.
Good option there by Poland. They're under a lot of pressure from the good Georgian defence, so I think a bit of territory will do them some good.
Viktor Zaratsky.
Keep the gap, Georgia.
And of course he'll just throw the ball in, and he'll look round, assuming that Poland will win the ball, but Georgia have got one back. Bit of footballing skill there from Georgia. Ball's into the hands of Kemelatsi, who just breaks down the middle. This is the 10-yard line. Passes it thrown there. Doesn't find his man, but there's space down that far side, and stretching his legs is Nicola Grigori. Nikolai Grigori, and he made that try look simple, but what a great break it was from the most experienced player, Lasha Kemiladze, that made the break, that laid on the try for Grigori.
Yeah, Poland's defence splits straight open, and Kemiladze sees the gap and goes straight through, and the bounce of a ball can be a cruel thing, and Grigori takes full advantage of that. Yeah, as you can see here, Kemiladze straight through the gap, lovely little break, one-on-one with the sweeper, throws the pass, a little bit fortunate with the bounce here, and Grigori takes full advantage.
A Marcus you often find in the sevens game, because it's very structured. If there is a loose pass, players kind of take their concentration off the ball, don't they? And then suddenly, look what happens.
Yeah, exactly that. It's very difficult to defend the bouncing ball. A lot of the time, your first instinct is to try and get straight onto the ball, and a lot of the time that can disconnect the defence, like seen there.
Well, Poland, they've just had the ball stolen there. Kemiladze took the ball, like taking sweeties out the lucky bag. Kemiladze, the captain, and then just straight running once again from the Nitze, and Georgia are playing some good stuff. They've obviously taken plenty of confidence from that victory earlier on over Russia, and the try scorer just adds the 2 points on offer here.
Yeah, the Georgians look full of beans at the minute, just sliding straight through the Polish defence, which, to be honest, is looking a little bit sluggish, but as we can see here, great rip there from Kemiladze, straight through, gives the pass, and Georgia just move it to the space, which there's a lot of in that Polish defence at the minute.
Well, Marcus, I was speaking to your colleague Rob Vickerman earlier on, and we were both over in Georgia last month for the World Rugby Under-20s Championship, and I must say, Georgians' passion for the game of rugby was really evident. They played superbly well. They were a great host nation. Of course, they qualified for the 2019 World Cup, and well, they put on a good show over in that World Rugby Under-20s.
Yeah, I watched some of the highlights actually, and I was really impressed with the way Georgia played. I think one of their scrum halves scored one of the tries of the tournament. It was unbelievable footwork. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see many of a few of the Under-20s in on the Georgian Sevens team.
Steady. Steady.
Let's see in the middle there.
Crouch.
Looking on this Pavla. He's an ex-Georgian international. Looking very focused. And look at this, just head down and backing himself once again. Oh, wonderful footwork. Karashishvili, tremendous try. Well, that's one of the best tries we've seen here in Exeter on day one. Wonderful individual skill.
That was special. I was thinking he might have overstepped himself almost there. I was just wanting him to make a decision, but he made the Polish defender look silly there. That's what you want from your wingers. As a centre or a scrum half, or even as a scrum half here, as soon as you pass the ball, all you want as a winger is a one-on-one like this. And he's just stepping, makes him look silly. That's what you want to see.
Well, you did it a few times in your sevens career, the silver medal in Rio. Can I ask you, Marcus, where is that medal at this moment in time?
I'm going to disappoint you by saying it's on top of my closet at the minute, which is a little bit rubbish. I need to find somewhere better to put it.
Oh, must be brilliant. An Olympian to boot. And a silver medal. Wouldn't you like one of those, folks? Taking the ball into Zvinska. It's portly forward for this Polish team. Well, a loose pass there is knocked on there by Matijak. And Georgia, it's been one-way traffic. And another run in here, try for Nikolai Grigori, his second again. Well, that will conclude the action in this first half, with the conversion still to come. It's his second try this weekend in Exeter. The score out to 33-0.
Time is up.
Yeah.
The conversion's good.
Kemiladze and Grigori involved in all that's good for Georgia at the minute, just picking up on all the Polish mistakes and capitalising on that. 35-0 at half-time, pretty big scoreline.
Poland, they're at the bottom of the European Grand Prix Series table. They're in 12th position on 4 points. So it seems a bit of a shame that Belgium are going to be relegated. And the reason that Poland aren't being relegated is they're a host nation in this European Grand Prix Series. They held the competition back in June in Lodz.
Robert, change with me, Paul.
And the instructions being given by Johan Gronwald from South Africa. I wonder if we'll see that man there on your left of your screen, Soroci. He's a real flying machine, but the top try scorer in this tournament last year, but he's been sparsely used, and you just wonder why that's the case.
Yeah, quite surprised not to see him on the pitch. He's looked threatening every time he's got the ball, actually, and in the last 2 games he's been really good for Poland, so I'd like to see him with ball in hand.
Well, he's actually coming onto the pitch, so maybe he can get some hands in. Determined words. Look at the passion from this Georgian team. So half-time has been one-way traffic, 35 points to 0. That's the man we were talking about. Szymon Soroci, top-try scorer last year. He might have played against the Lions or the Royals last year when those two GB teams were fighting it out for a place at Rio. Poland then chasing the ball, and Georgia playing some confident stuff, attacking from deep. Well, that pass was a poor one there from Nidze. Poland are off and taking a quick one, so plenty of action here and plenty of determination. Taking the ball through the middle channel. Was it Stupinski?
Two entries to tackle.
A penalty is the quick tap and go. Ball comes back here. Here's Soroci. Soroci goes to next. Stupinski goes into clear ball. Tribus came away with the ball. And then this young forward from Poland takes the ball on. Wrona. Stupinski. Soroci trying to find the space to unleash his talent. Matiak. Only one route for Matiak. He takes it over that 10-yard line. Soroci.
High tackle.
Poland starting to play some good ball there. Lovely little show and goal here. Stupinski. He was treading water once he made his break. I thought he pulled a hamstring there, but full credit to Poland. They're really, this is their best period of the game. Now, can they put Georgia under pressure? This man certainly can. Oh, the wraparound play is excellent. And again, a tremendous try for Poland through Daniel Tribus. And if they can play 7's like that, well, that's going to delight anybody watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Poland just showing how important it is just to keep the ball. They've done nothing fancy there at all, but just worked hard in their threes, which obviously just means 3 players close to the ball, sort the ruck quickly and just spread it. And they just kept ball, and the gaps will be there. It's way harder to defend than attack in 7's.
Stupinski did so well in that movement to stay close on it. And then Soroci got the offload there. And as you said, it's when you don't have the rugby football and you've got to chase it, it's a tough call.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the best at it is the Scotland at the minute. They are so good at keeping the ball. And you can't, obviously, you can't score tries when you don't have the ball. It's as simple as that. And Poland just showing now a good example of that. And Soroci just with a little bit of skill on top of that.
Marcus, can I ask you, because England actually started to pass the ball far more over the last season as well, and is that a style of 7's rugby that's come back in rather than the physicality which was there maybe 4 or 5 seasons ago?
Yeah, definitely. Me and Rob Vickerman were actually just discussing this about 7's. It's become a little bit more like it sort of used to. There was a little while where it was very physical, and you know, some of the bigger players were just running straight into people, but now a lot more passing, a lot more skills involved, and it works well for some of the speedier players.
Yeah, the accuracy, all important, of course, is the microscope is under this game. 7 minutes each way, 7 aside. It is an Olympic sport now, and of course, with the Rugby World Cup Sevens in San Francisco next July.
Knock on.
What a mouth-watering prospect that's going to be.
Knock on.
We'll see now if Poland can continue their attacking form and just hold on to the ball. Maybe get Soroci onto it and see what he does. Looks like he's in the forwards actually, but
Balance.
can play both, I'm pretty
Balance.
sure.
He can play everything, that man in the middle. He's even got a haircut to match it.
Bind. Set. Steady.
So Georgia, who commanded all the possession in the first half, meeting their match in the second half. Poland
Manage.
coming away strongly. Just a quick tap and go.
Advantage over.
Great outside ball there to Wojtowicz, and Wojtowicz has scored in the corner. What an absolute cracker, is it? Bundled out to touch it was, I think, referee Sam Grove-White decreed.
Nearly a great score there. Ball in the right hand, lovely
9.
handoff, but just a great last-ditch tackle from Georgia, just showing the work rate needed to be a top sevens player.
Keep the gap. Wait.
Wojtowicz goes to plant the ball down, but that foot is out.
Good to go.
Super tackle. Tavuzatsi come off the bench to make that tackle, and now Georgia attack from deep. Well, look at this great running when you back yourself as a Sevens rugby player. Go on, oh, well, he hesitated. So he defended the ball at the far end, and he's set up another great attack for this Georgian team. Interception made is through Stefanski.
5 knock on before the kick.
Stefanski, he knocked the ball on and just hands possession back to the Georgians.
Yeah, here we go. Just a bit of payback here for the last tackle. It's chasing him, making it look pretty painful there, but it's good work rate all the way through, and that's a great last-ditch tackle just to get the Georgian player into the sideline there. He'd be getting a pat on the back from the rest of his teammates, I think.
I think he probably would have been caught, but the fact he put the hitch kick in there and slowed down maybe caught him out. Oh, wonderful play here from Georgia's most experienced player, Lasha Kemalazzi. Well, that's one way to tackle. Get your shorts ripped off you. Good tough play, footballing skills come in. It's all a little bit scrappy. Overhead pass comes in, it's like a bagatelle ball in a pinball machine.
Throw forward.
Yeah, scrappy play from both teams there. Someone needs to just, hopefully off this reset, they just hit a ruck and we'll start just getting the basics sorted a little bit, because it's getting pretty scrappy, as you can see here.
We're good. Go.
Well, this big fella here, Stefanski, he's
feet down, please.
Been playing youth rugby with Grenoble. He speaks French
Bind.
and represented Poland in Dubai Invitational Tournament last year, so he has a bit of international experience under his belt, and he's certainly made an improvement in the team since he's come in off the bench. So here's Stefanski took a huge hit there.
Late tackle, 6.
It was a late tackle that came in. Well, I must say, the Georgians love a little bit of action. And what about this tackle that comes in from Jinjahatsi? Look at this one.
Wow. Yeah. I'm pretty sure his eyes weren't on the ball there. He's fully committed and just flown in. I'm quite surprised there hasn't been a card there, to be honest with you.
Jinjahatsi. He's a tough cookie, that one, isn't he? I felt that one up here in the commentary box. So the captain of Poland, David Klichta. Soroci. Now here's the pace of the flying machine from Poland. Will he go the distance? I think he will. Just teases the defender. Well, where has that been all this weekend? We've missed it, but isn't a glorious sight. Wonderful try there by Simon Soroci, and a big smile to go with his try.
Yeah, that's a great try. He's gone straight for the outside there. He's backed himself, and that's what you want to see. Quite surprised he's not been starting, really, because he's been pretty impressive since he's been on. But here we go, dummy switch. He's drawn in the 2 Georgian defenders, and now catches eyes with the sweeper. Little in and out, and he's gone. No catching him from there.
He's been coming off the bench, and in their losses against Ireland and Wales, I must say that both Ireland and Wales knew about his attacking threat and suffocated his space, but on that occasion it just goes to show that, well, pace gets you places and pace gets you tries. Final score then of this final game in